Hello everyone, and welcome back to Holodiner. For this month, since it's the dreaded month of July, why not make a graduation special? First off, would be our boomer grandpa, vampire, scholar of Guild Tempus, Vesper Noir. So sit back and enjoy. So for this, decided to make recipes out of tea, out of Vesper's penchant for tea. Decided to do 3 recipes involving 3 different types of teas. For the first one, it's just a simple jasmine rice tea, using medium grain rice, rinsed out at least 3 times. So I'm gonna use 4 tea bags. Gonna steep that in hot water. So this is roughly 3 to 4 cups of water to 3 cups of medium grain rice. And then while I was waiting for the tea to seep, decided, you know what, I'm gonna add more ingredients, similar to probably Hainan rice. So first up, some minced garlic and minced ginger. So you've been watching this for a while, you know that I don't measure ingredients out. So use as much ginger, garlic as you want. After that, add some salt to the rice cooker, set it and forget it. For the next item for this dish would be some black tea pork loin. Just using some ordinary English breakfast since I was not able to find ordinary black tea. So for this, it's 6 cups of water to 4 to 5 tea bags. So let the black tea seep in hot water. And while that's going on, gonna prepare the pork tenderloin. I don't know if I need to trim or prep that much for the pork tenderloin since there's not much fat on it. The only thing that I did was just poke it with a sharp knife for the marinade so the flavors would go in. So before we put the tenderloin in the black tea, separate 1 cup of the black tea and we'll use that for the marinade. And then we put the pork tenderloin into the black tea, bring it to a quick boil, removing the scum, and lower the temp to a simmer and leave that for at least 40 minutes. So I'm gonna set this aside to my main stove to simmer and cook. So for this marinade, or just realized, it's just a soy ramen egg marinade, which is the black tea, some soy sauce. I don't have rice vinegar, so I'm gonna use some sushi seasoning, some mirin, you know, decide why not. I'm gonna abuse the pre-made grated ginger. And then since I don't have sake, I just use Hennessy, a bourbon, because why not? Always taste first, just to see if it's good or not. For this, it was too vinegary, so I added more soy sauce. Before putting the pork and the marinade into a bag for it to marinate, let it cool down a little bit so that the bag would not melt. So after everything has cooled down, put the pork into the bag and the marinade and let it sit at least 4 hours or overnight. Next, while those are cool, I'm gonna make green tea poach. So I'm gonna make the poach. I just realized I should have just chopped this instead of sliced onions, but you next would be some just crushed. Note, I should have done this earlier so that the poaching liquid would have more flavor in regards to the aromatics and veggies that I use. After which, for the aromatics, I just have carrots and celery. So I'm just gonna wash this and rough chop it. Next is peel the carrots, and I'm just gonna use a slicer for the carrots. And then I'm just gonna add more grated ginger to it because why not? And while that's happening, I have a pot with green tea on. Yep, so just have a pot of green tea on so that I would just add the veggies to it. So for this, again, it's green tea. Use any brand of green tea that you like. And then I'm just eyeballing it to see how much tea leaves that I need. Then let that steep for 5 minutes until the leaves open up, and then remove the leaves. So after removing the tea leaves, add all of the veggies and then let that boil over a little bit and simmer. Aromatics, veggies are done, so I'm just gonna prep the fish. This is just me trying to figure out how to portion it properly, which I think I messed up. So portion out. Yeah, you can probably do this in 5 pieces, but I messed up and decided to go with 4. And then for this, decided to salt the cod a little bit before I poach it to remove excess liquid on the meat. Hopefully, it's better when to absorb the poaching liquid. So for this, I just wanted to taste test. I made some the day before. So this is what it would look like after marinating overnight in the fridge. Basically, this is just a taste test. So by this time, the rice has cooked. I heard the rice cooker click, meaning it's done. So I'm gonna leave that until let that sit for at least 10-15 minutes. And then while that's going on, I'm gonna poach the cod, which is on a separate pan. Grab some of the poaching liquid, let it boil, and then cook the cod for at least 8 minutes. While that's going on, decided to set up the plating while that's cooking. So pardon the off-centered angles, just because I don't have a lot of space, so bear with it. So I'm just gonna do like 4 slices of the pork, and then just fancy it up while plating, for the plating. Also, decided to do a serpent turf because before Vesper graduated, he bought a boar spear and then a spear gun because why not? So decided to do a serpent turf just to show in regards to references for Vesper during his time in Holostars or Stars EN. Then for the rice, I forgot to buy some green onions or leeks to place it on top, so I decided to use some black sesame seeds. And that is it for Grampire's tea, surf, and turf. So, again, to refresh, jasmine tea rice, black tea pork loin, and green tea poached cod. Also, as a side note, I made the sauce for the poached cod, which is just vinegar, mayonnaise, Dijon mustard, because it did not have a lot of flavor. So use a sauce for the cod. Hopefully people enjoyed, and until next month, see ya.